this rare disorder. It's left me everything, but it's gained me so much more. It broke me, but it made me even bigger. It made me even bigger and stronger.
Welcome back to Human or Athlete, where this week we're joined by a special guest, James Sutliff. James is a coach and personal trainer to those who have disabilities and also has dystonia himself. At 23, he woke up one morning as a strong, healthy rugby player and had impairments to his mouth and to the movement in his hands. From there, he spent 5 years undiagnosed. Imagine not knowing what's affecting your body this much. Finally, he was diagnosed with dystonia and managed to turn his whole life around. It's a truly remarkable story how he's been able to now provide so much to the community around him, to give to those who have different and similar life situations, and be such a beacon of light, of energy, of hope, of positivity, of advice and support. He's just an amazing person to be around. It's a really emotional story, but it's so remarkable and inspiring how he manages to now face dystonia. Yes, he wants to improve the way he speaks and improve the way he moves, but to have gratitude for it. Yes, dystonia may have taken a lot from him and it took everything from him at the time, but now he's managed to find a life that is so fulfilling, where he's so, and you can see it so clearly, so happy and full of energy and inspiring to those around him. And he's created a life full of meaning. Yes, as athletes, we have different things with identity. We get tangled in what we do and the performance outcomes and what we achieve. But this is a reminder for those listening that anything is possible, and that with a perspective of positivity, a perspective of inspiration, and that just by giving to those around you, you can really support yourself and give to yourself. It's a really emotional episode. It's a special one, and I really hope you guys enjoy. Make sure to check us out at Human or Athlete and subscribe and like this YouTube video or Spotify. And please enjoy the episode. So we'll jump straight in. I think what would be the best place to start and kind of the journey to follow on this podcast is to tell us your story.
Hey, so my name is James Sutliff. I have a rare neuromuscular movement disorder called dystonia, which affects, of course, my mouth and my hands. In my mouth, I find it hard to talk, and I have difficulty eating certain foods. In my hands, I have issues with the finer motor skills, movements, like writing, fitting things, any serious task I have issues with.
Yep.
So with my dystonia, in May, thanks Harvey, 2008, road I had slurred speech. I have no idea of what happened. I've been on. My hands are okay. My hands are okay then. Left it for 2 days, finishing my speech, and my eating. We gave up to normal. But my speech was so bad.
Did it get worse?
yeah,
Yeah,
that,
gradually getting worse.
it's so slurred and
Mm-hmm.
so just different, that's
Mm-hmm.
rather,
Mm-hmm.
I can't eat.
Mm-hmm.
So after 3 days, went to the hospital
Mm-hmm.
in Leicester. I had numerous tests, CAT scans, everything okay.
Unclear.
Yeah, nothing the same.
Wow.
So I've under lesser syphilis survivors, this therapy, I've undiagnosed.
So you're 5 years undiagnosed,
Yeah,
doing your therapy stuff like
yeah,
5 years.
I guess.
That's a lot of
Yeah,
uncertainty.
and I've not treated badly, but I've given no answers, and the neuromuscular light is in the head.
Mm-hmm.
The neuromuscular is in the head. Just
Mm-hmm.
get, and I remember the specialist in Leicester saying, "Just have it for 5 years, get on with it. Just get on with your life." I've at that time, 5 years in, I was 28.
Mm-hmm.
I need answers.
Mm-hmm.
I need a diagnosis.
Mm-hmm.
I can't live life like, oh, it's nothing. It's you, it's in the head.
Mm-hmm.
So my wife, from Sam,
Mm-hmm.
so letter to heart,
Mm-hmm.
and I finally sent to specialists in London
Yeah.
to the head to the neuromuscular hospital
Mm-hmm.
in London, and I finally diagnosed with dystonia.
Dystonia. Wow.
At 5 years, at last. I had over the years, I came with the union. I had that many concussions
Mm-hmm.
and head hits. I had the hand, so in the hand, my left thumb, it curved indented inwards.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I happened a year later.
Wow.
So my hand, the hand, even the hand in out,
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah. Can't do it.
So
Wow.
that,
Amazing. Yeah.
so tight.
Has that got better?
No,
No.
but I'm under new treatment.
Mm-hmm.
It's called TENS.
Mm-hmm.
They have electrodes
Mm-hmm.
and here, and they give me electric shock with the hand.
Oh, okay.
The hand. That's new. The hurt there.
Yeah.
Yes. The feet that haven't used.
Mm-hmm.
I've worked hard on my feet. So hard to get it. To get it where it is now.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the feet is not perfect.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't too about.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's a little unique story that I'm here now. Yeah.
It's amazing. That 5 years where you didn't know,
Yeah.
you mentioned that people like you think it's in your head,
Yeah.
and did you kind of obviously dealing with? I don't know if people said it to you, but the idea that maybe people are thinking, oh, maybe he's not quite.
Yeah.
What's wrong with him? Nothing's been wrong with him. How hard was that?
So hard. I know Tear didn't say it to my face, but I knew by thinking deep down, it's in his head, in this there. And it made me, I knew it was physical, not mental. I stayed determined, and in the end, I was right. I knew it. I know I choose, I choose wrong. I know they've not admitted it, but I know friends and a family, family, who are not talk to me anymore. My family, my own family, believes it's in my head. And my mum, she died 10 years prior. And they used my mum's death for they used my mum's death for this. I thought, bullshit. And that hurt. But I choose them wrong. And I went to my family.
Yeah, that's really difficult. And I guess it's there's that I guess doubt because you don't know with yourself, right? It's like what is going on with me? Where is it coming from? What's causing it? Why is it in my mind? And just is it blocks going on? Because obviously we know the brain controls everything, but it must have been so difficult. What was it like being 23? You're a plumber, right?
Yeah.
Like a strong, masculine, healthy man at 23. How was that? What was that like for you in that transition?
That is so hard. I have everything. Business. I have earning good money. I have no stress. I've claimed a good standard of good be. I have everything. I have good mates. I have everything. It's fantastic. And have this happen to me, I don't do. I left my business, I left my career, left everything. But I was literally on my arse. Had nothing. It's so hard. And I sit here now and I look back to them and think, fit me, I have come so far. I'm so, it ain't been too heavy, but I am so tired of myself from being them to now. And then there's, at the early days, it's mental so hard.
I can see the pride in your eyes. And what's amazing is there's so many people who don't have to deal with the impairments that you deal with day to day and have not a single bit of pride in themselves. And yes, they may not have come on this incredible journey and had to deal with everything you've done, but it's like these people have done cool things and they go about their lives and they have everything. And they don't love themselves. They're not proud of themselves. There's all these different. They're not kind to themselves. And I really see that. Yes, we'll talk more about this. The double-edged sword of it taking so much away from you, but the person you're here today, like I said, the pride you have. I can see the kindness, the love you have for yourself in this moment, and it's a real shame because it shouldn't take people to have difficult things to turn them into these, let them be themselves fully. But I'm so glad that you are proud of yourself. That's a very special thing. In terms of identity, what's really interesting, and I found really interesting learning about your story, was that we look at this idea of, again, social stereotypes, what a man is, right? And at 23, like you said, you've got everything. You're playing rugby, you've got a career, you're strong, you're healthy, everything's going well. And then that's, I guess, what the social stereotype of a man is. And then suddenly you have this disease affecting you. How did that change how you saw yourself? Did that affect how you saw yourself? Did that question, am I a man? Am I good enough? Did you have those insecurities and fear with yourself?
Yeah, and then there's I kind of hard to, I've never figured this lesson,
Mm-hmm.
but I lost myself. Like, I thought, and listen, I did leave myself as a person.
Mm-hmm.
I lost my identity. I sat down Jim admitted I was left me computer because I didn't see the person I was before
Mm-hmm.
had to speak to see how I spoke. I looked different, I was taught, I was looked different. It's I lost words of myself as a person, and not a sister, and not a teacher. Everything is hard. It's to see myself from that to that.
Mm-hmm.
It was hard.
It's I guess it's something obviously we cover a lot on the podcast is athletes losing their identity, and obviously it's the same with rugby for you. But it's like you're known for this, and obviously societies love the footballers, the rugby players, the whatever. You're known for being an athlete, right? And then you got your injuries, your career changes, and obviously people fall in and out of love with you in the sport, and things change, and that's such a difficult transition for a lot of athletes and people.
Yeah.
But yours is on just like a really deeper level in that it's there's this, I guess, this human frailty and vulnerability that is kind of associated with these impairments, and that's such a even more difficult because it's questioning that, who am I? And how did you deal with suddenly you've now got obviously everyone every day at the moment is like a wall. Everyone boxes themselves off and they don't show any vulnerability, especially in sport, especially in the gym, especially in these masculine environments, right? And now this, I guess you have to deal with some vulnerability being shown physically. How did that feel? What was that? Was there any difference to that?
Yeah, I was, in the hands, I was massages. I started to lose strength because I then the hands were very ineffective.
Yeah.
I had tight with my arms. I lost my physical appearance.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard. Just doing this athlete, this happy, being loud for this. I think they're doing how I used to do. I hate train how I used to train. I had to adapt them, but I can't adapt things to look with me.
Mm-hmm. How did you adapt? How did you?
I think for me, I haven't adapt things into a bad news. Just, I don't really, sometimes this, I don't really change. Just, I don't really do anything. Because I thought I didn't have the answers from doctors, so I thought have the answers to everything.
Yeah.
I have not learned to adapt my own training. I don't know that I was working against or working with.
Yeah. It's yeah, I think so what did you do in those 5 years? Did you just kind of have to kind of get on with your life? Did you still train? Did you?
I had to train, but not how I used to. I was going through the motions. Just didn't know what to do in my life. And then I look back now, them 5 years I was so lost as a person, just mentally, physically lost. I was training, but just in the motions, just not how I used to. And just, I lost myself. In every aspect of life, I was lost. I was a lost person.
It felt like it must have been, I just thought now, incredibly difficult when you can't even express maybe verbally where you were at emotionally, energetically in those moments?
Yeah, just trying to access my speech into 7 minutes of that time, but in them days, the speech is so bad that I got constantly in saliva, vision. This is a tough time. So tough.
Yeah, I can't even kind of understand or relate to how difficult that must have been, because from being able to talk to not being able to express that, must have been a tough time.
It was hard to eat,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, it's not nice to see me eating, how hard to eat.
Yeah.
It's hard, it's shit.
Yeah.
And then I lost size because I didn't eat. That's it. I was taking so much.
What did you do when you couldn't? Like, was it certain foods?
I had to sit down the food after that, sit down everything. And now I'm not eating meat in 3 years.
Wow, amazing.
Because I was taking.
Yeah.
So I only eat fish.
Oh, okay. Amazing.
But anyway.
I was about to say.
I do eat a lot. But if I eat out, I don't sit in the centre, I sit in the corner. So I'm not
It's another massive change it must have been.
Yeah.
I guess then it kind of, if we look at then, so you got your 5 years, really lost. What was, I guess maybe it's a difficult question, what was your mental health like in that 5 years? You say you're a lost person. Did you have a way of expressing that? Were you angry? Was there?
Yeah, I have anger. I never had depression. I have anger, resentment. I used to look into the past too much. I had that, I had this, I got that now. I'm very resentful. So I've lost so much. I know memory isn't everything, but memory is a lot.
It means something in the society, it does.
And then everyone says, oh, you don't need memory. You need it. In the end, that much from that, it's shit. And I have no benefits, nothing. And and then 5 years I had a exercise. So I have that anger. I got frustration in there.
There's a lot of stuff to carry. There must have been a lot of questions as well, with doctors, with the world, with everyone, with yourself.
I doubted myself. I said, it's me. I'm the issue, it's me. And I've done this. I know I don't have like depression, but I have certain time. I can't just kill myself, it's easy. But I'm not dead that if I'm not here, if I'm dead, it's easy. If it's not my life, it's easy. That's how the doctors made me say at the start. That's it,
It must have been. It sounds awful. What then, if we start to take a more positive look from this, I guess, lost place, what started changing? You got your diagnosis, and that changed.
That was my son. I have that. I have told everyone now. About how I started to hit social media, I don't know. And in days, I know, but in days, social media wasn't as big. It isn't now how it is now. that I use it as a platform to share my life, my story, to inspire and help every who not just like me, but every who has different disabilities and illnesses. It, I've been diagnosed, it gave me that kickstart to start my life again.
I guess, like you said, you stop looking at the past and
Yeah.
start looking forward. What did kickstart? So how did you? What was the approach? How did you change? Was it just natural with the decision in that more energy came to you, more answers came to you?
Yeah.
Was it natural, or were you like, okay, now I'm going to find how to do this? Or
So I learned as a TT and a specialist disability fitness coach. So I do Fulfilment. And I learned how to adapt my training. I did my street therapy and hand therapy intensely. And went with it. And then it's been, since then, it's been amazing. Amazing.
it's yeah, it's pretty amazing that you've now turned your disability, your impairments, into something that inspires others, that gives to others, and yeah, it makes you who you are now. Yeah, I think that's an incredible journey you've gone on. Would you say that it's almost like a double-edged sword, right?
Yeah.
Is you've had to go through so much,
Yeah.
but at the same time you've created this life where I can imagine is pretty fulfilling.
That includes some incredible individuals who have been through life changing injuries and illnesses, and for me to make an impact on their lives that I've been through and by coaching it means so much. I actually live it. It means I wake up every morning, even on a Monday, absolutely driven and driven. I'm so happy in what I do. But like you said, the only reason I'm like this now is because I've been through so much sickness, first, it made me into the person I am today.
It's there's something about it just comes up is that this struggle that you've been through and all the difficulties have allowed you to now create the space to go and do some incredible things.
Yeah, nice.
It's I guess it's a reminder for people going through that right now, and for people who have that up and coming, which we probably all do, right?
Yeah.
All to varying degrees and different approaches to different things that happen, but I guess that you can turn it into something like that.
Yeah. Anyone and everyone can turn a bad situation into a good situation. It does take time, but everyone can do it.
I think you show that, and I think that that's what I mean is that the energy and the joy, literally, even when I walked through the door, it was like you could feel it. Tell me about how happy you are as a person and why you smile and why the energy when I came into the place was so high. Tell me about that again.
So this is, I am constantly happy. I always have a smile on my face because what I do now, it makes me so happy. I'm driven, even I'm Monday morning that I'm so happy with my own life and how far I've come and become as a person. I'm so happy that so people I have so many comments on social media. Oh, you are smiling. Is that because of the dystonia? No, it's not. I am just a happy, decent person. I am so happy with life.
It's amazing that you don't let that get anywhere near your happiness. It is again, so often we get caught up in these things where the mood dictates everything from someone cutting us up in traffic to something not going exactly how we want it.
That's like there, guys. The head of the hero are various about life changing indeed and illnesses. I've learned I need to be happy around those individuals because if I'm not happy, it brings them down. Because them people are various, they thrive as my happiness.
100%. If you're holding space and you're helping people through those times, then you've got to be able to give them your. If that's the only thing you can do, then you've done your job brilliantly.
But some days, that every day I'm coaching, but some days they come in and see me, they might be low and sense that. So instead of training, we talk. And every time I see a client, first thing I give them a hug. Every day. Sometimes I need it. The head area.
Is that? I guess that was again. Can you kind of answer my question? No, maybe you can use it again. Don't apologize. Would you, if obviously you look back to that 5-year period where you struggled yourself, what would you have said if you were just a passerby or someone? He came into your gym today. What would you say to him coming to your gym and struggling in this moment? What would you say to him?
Get your head down and get on with it last the best you can. Yeah.
It's a good answer. And for people who are kind of getting back in and they're starting to find more light in their life and they're starting to work through their stuff, how do you then what's I guess your advice to those people who are starting to they're getting their head down, they're working hard, but they don't quite know what's next and they don't quite know how to now be in the position where you are, which I think is another big jump, is in how much you offer of service and generosity and give to people.
It takes time. Don't listen. It took me a long time to decide that route I wanted to take, and it took a long time to realise this is what I wanted to do. I had the hesitations, but I don't have the confidence to do it like that. And one day it hit me. I came to my life and I'm doing it. It just hit me. I'm a busy leader in the law of attraction. I haven't. I started breathing about, but if I have to give advice to a person who is trying to get there, is don't listen to any hasty decisions, just take the time. It will simpler.
I think I guess again, a big kudos to you for following that moment of this is what I can do, this is how I can help people. But I think again, it's It's just amazing. I'm honestly, I think it's so powerful. What's next for you? What do you want to keep doing?
Keep doing then. I started to do what I'm doing in person online. So I have 22 clients online, and they all have their own disabilities and illnesses, so I move further, mostly in the States, and I live to start doing more public speaking. I understand that. I'm to get into that again, and there are a big, big audiences. That's my main deal.
It's amazing. Is there any part of you that can find any gratitude for what you've been through?
My disability have made me into the good person I am today. That sounds so it has. This disability, this rare disorder, it's lost me everything, but it's gained me so much more. It hasn't. Not many people can say that, but it has. It broke me, but it made me even bigger. It made me even bigger and stronger, not just mentally, but physically as well.
That's very, very inspiring. I think it goes back to one of my, favourite quotes of, and it's all, you can obviously change it to how it fits, but it's that the years of struggle will always strike you as the most beautiful. And it's the times where they are the most difficult things, those are the ones not necessarily beautiful because they are quite ugly and they are very, very tough, but they've allowed you to be who you are. I think it's very, very inspiring that you found the ability to realise that. I think, do you think you've let go of any of that anger?
I looked at how I used to. They've been there to so dark, right? It's on the arse, so much on the arse. That had nothing there, and found me the shit left me. But I don't look at the past no more. Only at the good days, but only a little bit. But for me, I only look into it now and the future. That's done. That then has made me now. I have to say thank you for the past.
It's like, I guess, this stuff has allowed, this is part of me who I am now. This has made me who I am now. These are my tools. This is my situation. What can I do? What's the best I can do with these tools, this situation, and what has happened to me already? That's pretty special. How important is the present moment then?
Everything. Now and here, just who I find myself on a daily basis. It means everything.
I think that's something that we all forget at the speed we fly at. Everything's got to be done, everything's got to be doing, who are we going to be, what are we going to do, all these sort of things. And you've been completely present with me from the start, and it's this thing of, this is who you are now, this is what we are doing right now in this present moment. And I guess it takes a lot of patience and training to be present this often. Do you think that it really helps when you're working with people to have developed that patience in the present moment, to really be with them completely present.
Yeah. Understand them. I get them. I get what they're going through. I've been there. I react to her who are nearly injured. I've been there. I get it. I get it completely.
What do? You just mentioned obviously that there's still tough days that come. How do you deal with them now, knowing having different tools and having obviously maybe a more positive situation?
For me personally, I don't have bad days. I don't have a bad day. I have days when I'm tired, so I've been 2 minutes, but if I really have a bad day, I sit down, I sympathize, sister, that I people going through a lot worse than me. This is mission, the end of it, the end of it, sister, Harry. I always remember that I people going through a lot worse than me in life.
Wow.
That makes me think, sorry,
That makes it worth it.
Yeah.
I love it. I think maybe a slightly different twist on we normally end with I get the same question, but obviously I'm not asking one of a specific trained athlete now, so I'm quite interested to hear your answer. But what makes you more than just James the fitness coach, James the one with the disability or the impairment or the dystonia? What makes you human?
I'm different. I'm a different human. I'm a different person. I'm unique.
Perfect. That's it. You're unique.
Yeah.
I love it.
I love being unique. I love being different. And therefore, being different and unique, you can make an impact on other people. And to look up to you as a role model because you are unique and different.
It's beautiful. I think, like you said, your differences, your uniqueness is what empowers you to give to other people. So it's beautiful. Thank you very, very much for coming on.
Thank you so much.
It's been brilliant. Thank you.